Hey guys, welcome to Blazing Guitars, where we talk about worship gear, music, guitar, and everything in between. My name is Blaze Nelson, and today I wanted to talk about difficult chords, especially as you're learning guitar. Before we jump into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns, please leave a comment below and I will get back to you. If you'd like to support what I'm doing at the channel, liking, subscribing, and commenting are the three easiest ways to do that. I also have a Patreon and a Discord channel that you can jump in on if you would like to do so, and both of those are linked in the description below. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So I remember as I was trying to learn guitar, I would go and look up chords for songs that I wanted to play, and there were often chords in there that were super difficult. And for a long time, I didn't know what to do because I would try to play a song and I would have to play chords like this. And for a beginner, that's just really challenging. So I found a couple quick tips that could really help. And I think some of these tips can be kind of frowned upon. So we're going to talk through those as well. And the first thing that I learned was to try and use cheater chords. So cheater chords are chords that are kind of partial chords or maybe a different chord than what's called for in the song. So for example, an F traditionally looks like this. And when I would learn songs, F would come on and I would be really discouraged because it's like, man, that's so hard to get to. And then what I learned is you could play F like this, okay? Now eventually I started playing F full time like this, which is an F major 7. And now what I use is this F. So the thing about these chords is they are actually not cheating to play. If they sound good in the song, then it's fair to use them. But I remember there was things like, I traditionally learned how to play a G like this. So for like G, C, D, I would do, okay? And then I learned you could use common tones and use something like this. Okay? And for a long time I even kept the pinky down for the D. And then it became really easy to play because I was only moving 2 fingers the whole time. Now what I do is only use those chords in the key of G. Now some chords, and especially if you're playing in the context of a band, will sound bad with other musicians. So what you need to do is you need to check the chord and make sure that it sounds good in the context of your band. So that's another thing, is that some cheater chords that you learn, like this B minor 7 for example, will only sound good in certain keys. In this case it sounds really good in the key of D, but doesn't sound so good elsewhere. So it's important to know as you're playing cheater chords to start using them in ways that are helpful and make sure that they sound good in the context of the key. Don't just play a chord because you know it, but make sure that it works in the key. The other big breakthrough that I had with cheater chords is learning the key of E with open chords. For example, so I had a friend named Ryan who showed me those chords and I was just completely blown away because it was so much easier to play than the traditional chords in the key of E major. And then he was actually validated because I got a DVD of Paul Baloche, who wrote the song Open the Eyes of My Heart, and he taught those chords in that DVD course. So even big names use cheater chords. And if you go look up how different bands play different chords, you'll see a lot of these cheater chords around different contexts. So they're totally fun to play. Go look those up. If you want the open chords in the key of E, I did a video on that linked here, and you can go download those chord charts linked below. The second big breakthrough was buying a capo. And a capo, I have one of these linked below. I actually have 2. This is the one that I currently use. There's a cheaper $15 one. If money's an issue, go pick up the cheap one. It doesn't really matter. As you get better, it will matter, but these are excellent. And what you can do is you can transpose songs to have easier chords. For example, if you have a song that's in the key of A, your chords might look like this. Okay? Now if you use a capo, you can capo 2 and play in the key of G, and your song sounds like this. You can see how much easier that is, and I'm even using cheater chords to play those chords. Okay, so I have a video that I did a couple of months ago about transposing. If you would like to go watch that, that would be a great resource for you. And if you don't have a capo yet, go pick one up. They are handy, you'll use them all the time, and they'll help you get over the hump of practicing and playing difficult chords because you can just transpose to an easier key. Now eventually what will happen is as you get better at guitar, you'll go back and relearn those chords. So nowadays, as I said, I don't play this F major 7 anymore, which is the wrong chord. I'll play this, okay, which sounds a lot more fuller. And even I'll start using my G like this. So depending on context, I'll use different chords that aren't as traditionally correct but fit really, really well within the context. So don't freak out that you're not learning the technically correct thing, because you'll probably go back and learn those, and I would encourage you to do that. But right now, as you're trying to get over this hump, you can use these readily available tools that will really, really help you in your pursuit of music. And honestly, if it's keeping you from learning guitar, it's well worth getting a tool to help you get past it so that you can keep going. There you have it. Those are my thoughts on cheater chords, and there's all kinds that you can go look up. So I hope this video was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll get back to you, or you can join the Discord where I'm there with a couple friends and come and hang out with us. So as always, it's been fun hanging out with you guys, and I've been Blaze Nelson, and we will see you next week.